Hi guys, welcome to day 5 of my channel. You only get one chance, right? Um, if you guys have watched day 4, you know that I spoke into the world that day 5 was going to be a much better day for me. And I am here to tell you that it was. Day 4 was a battle. I really was nervous sharing day 4 with you guys because it's some of the ugly days. It's the not so fun days and the days that you usually keep to yourself, right? Unless you're, your close family or your best friends. No. So day 5, like I said, was a much better day. I'm still on a roller coaster of emotions. The good news is I met with a physical rehab center this morning, and they are going to start my physical therapy tomorrow. I will go 3 days a week for 1 hour a day for physical therapy, and then I will also go 3 days a week, 1 hour a day for occupational therapy. I'm really, really excited about that because I really want to gain my strength back. Like, I really would love to be able to walk from my bedroom to the kitchen and back to my bedroom without feeling like I need to take another nap. So, very excited about that. You all will be very proud to know that I scored very well. No, I didn't. On fall risk, like the fall risk assessment. So what they did is they had me get up from a chair, walk around to this cone that was maybe 5, maybe 10 feet in front of me, walk around the cone, come back around, and sit back down in the chair. Well, my high score was 22 seconds. And the gal was a little nervous to tell me, I think, the therapist, because she was like, well, so low fall risk is 14 seconds or less. And I was like, oh, so I have to outdo myself. I go big or go home, apparently. So I scored really high, which is not a good thing. But I'm going to take the small wins in life that it scored me well enough to get me into physical therapy to get the help I need. So I'm really excited about starting that. I also had another doctor's appointment today. Shocker. I have doctor's appointments all the time. I have my handy dandy little planner that I keep everything in, because if I didn't, I wouldn't know what's going on. But I had another appointment with a different psychiatrist today, who over like Zoom and not in person, so that way I didn't have to like leave the house for that appointment. Obviously I did for the morning appointment, but for my afternoon appointment I did not. So that was really nice. I got to sit at my computer and talk to her. Really incredibly nice, very incredibly well spoken, very thoughtful in her words, and really insightful. I got a lot of really good information from her today. I'm so sorry, me and my nose are arguing, and I swear it's the seasonal allergies. But I kept, right, the question that all these doctors have been trying to answer thus far is, why now? I've had this for almost 20 years, right? Why in the world now am I having so much of a problem all of a sudden, right? It seems sudden. And a lot of them chalked it up to COVID, right? Because COVID really decreases your body's ability to fight things, and it causes weakness and causes problems that we don't even understand yet. And so, a lot of them were quick to go, oh, well, you had COVID in June and you really started having a lot of these problems like September is when it really, like August, September time is really when it started to kind of pick up the pace. And then obviously by December, I was having 2-3 episodes a day, which I'm still continuing to have. And she goes, you know, she's asked the question that everybody's asked. She's like, well, what stressors? What was the new stressor? And I was like, well, I mean, I work in retail, so it's the busiest time of the year for us, but it really isn't because rodeo is the biggest time of the year for us. And so I was like, it's that, but I didn't really feel extra stressed. I actually felt good. I was being successful. The store was being successful. My husband and I's relationship was good. I finally felt stable with him and I, because my family has been a huge part of my life and a huge part of his life. And we've been very close by them for a long time. And now obviously we're 1,000 miles away from them. And so I kind of started settling in and really like being able to go and do things and have fun and take vacations, and finally saving some money after, playing catch up for all these years. And we're finally getting it together. Or at least we felt like it. And she goes, there it is. And I was like, I don't understand. What do you mean? And she goes, your body remembers. And I was like, yeah, I've heard of the book, The Body Keeps the Score. I said I haven't read it yet, but my mom has, but we have it. So I'm going to read it and I will do a review for you guys on that book because everybody's been talking to me about it. And she goes, your brain fights for you when you don't even realize it. A lot of the time, we don't realize our brains are fighting. We don't realize our minds are protecting us from something that it fears is a threat or a thought or something that it thinks is going to harm you. And she goes, because you finally were in a good place, or you felt like you were finally in a good place, your mind and your brain were finally like, we can start letting some of this go. So my happiness and my less stressed life led potentially, because we obviously don't know 100% the real answer, potentially led to this. I was finally in a good place, and my mind's like, thank God, I'm exhausted. Here you go. Here's what I've been hiding. Here's what I've been experiencing. I'm going to give it back. I'm going to break down the wall that you've built, and I'm going to let it go. And that's a lot. I have a lot of trauma, y'all. Obviously not as much as some. A lot of mine is in childhood, which is, I will link, I actually want to link this link down in the comments. It's an article about PNES so that you guys better understand. It's been linked to people that have childhood sexual abuse trauma. And so I have years of that. And so I was like, that makes so much more sense because yeah, COVID, did weaken me, right? It did a number on me. I've had it twice. But I finally felt like I was, doing okay. And she's like, your mind thought you were too. So it started to give things back to you, and your body was not ready for the things it was giving. So your body instead went shut down. Your mind would give you something and your body's like, nope, too much. No more, shut down, go away, escape, get out of here. I finally thought that I was like, okay, well, that makes so much more sense than what I've been thinking to myself, because I've been trying to figure it out. Like, why now? I'm 30, I'm in my 30s. It's not like this trauma just happened. It happened a long time ago. So why now? Why is this happening now? And that was it was really eye-opening to talk with her today and to go, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I wish it didn't make sense because I don't want to struggle more just because I'm doing better. It's kind of an oxymoron, right? I don't even know if that's the right word, so I apologize if it's not. My brain and words, they don't go along as well as I would like them to, depending on when I took my medications. So apologize about that. But made more sense. And then she went on to say, it makes total sense that now that your wall is breaking down, because you said these medications are making you feel like the sky is opened up and, the fog is less. It's still there, it still lingers, but it's way less than it was. And you see clearer now, right? Your brain isn't as, I use the word conjumbled. So I'm very fully aware that may not be a word, but confused and jumbled is exactly how I felt. So conjumbled is my word. I'm claiming it. If it's not already in the dictionary, I'm claiming it as my word. Confused and jumbled, conjumbled. But she's like, now that wall's breaking down, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna start feeling and reliving potentially this trauma. Because your body's finally ready to try to let it go, and your mind's finally ready to try to let it go. It's been holding on, it's been protecting you, it's done all of these crazy things to try to get you to be okay, and you've been successful at it, and you haven't really let yourself go into like this deep dark hole until recently. You've been kind of just keeping up with it and running this race, and your mind's like, okay, we finished the race. The race is done. We crossed the finish line. And now I'm going to give you some of this drama I've been hiding. Luckily, it hasn't given it all to me. Luckily, it's not so incredibly intense because of some of these medications. I really do believe that because of some of these medications. Eventually, I'm going to have to face all of this. And that's really scary. Really scary for me. To face everything that lies in the darkness, in the back corners of your mind. I'm going to do it short tonight. I'm going to end it short. I know this isn't as long as some, because the next episode, the day 6, I'm going to tell you guys all about my physical therapy appointment. I'm speaking into the world that I have a lead on a new IOP program, intensive outpatient program. And I'm going to speak into the world that comes to fruition tomorrow as well. Speak it up to the big man upstairs and say, hey, this is what I need. And yeah, so I'm going to end it early, and I can't wait to tell you guys about physical therapy tomorrow and hopefully a new IOP program. And then I'm going to talk about the rarest of my disorders, which is not even PNES. It is my dissociative disorder, and kind of explain what that looks like and what I go through with that. So again, I'm so blessed to have you guys following me, to have you subscribing to my channel, and trying to listen and learn more about what's going on with me. And I'm really hoping that it helps someone out there that watches this and goes, I can do it. I can ask for the help that I need, or even just confide in someone about what's going on with them. Because when you confide in others, we all share burdens, right? That way it's not so heavy for us to carry by ourselves. I am so grateful that so many of you have already watched this, and many more continue. And I can't wait to continue telling you more about this. And like I said, I'm gonna read that book called The Body Keeps the Score. Comment below if you've already read it, because I've heard it's fantastic. My mom said it was a great book. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have an amazing evening. Love y'all.